Welcome back to the Boxing Bookie. We are back. It's good to be back. It's a simulcast. It's me and Johnny running it together. Johnny, you're live on your channel, right?
Yeah, you taught me how to do that. I didn't I sent you a message a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and I was like, "How do you do that?" Because it just gives us the opportunity to kind of get everyone together. But yeah, I learned how to do it.
We got the whole family together. Both sides of the family coming together.
Yeah,
I love it.
that's right.
Like
Muscles in the house.
Extraordinary. What up, Muscles?
What up, baby? Let's get it. The dream team.
I wanted to before I want to spend most of the time on this Australian card coming up because Johnny, this is your bread and butter. So I want to pass you the ball, let you run point for a while. But I do, before we get started on that, I do want to just, because we haven't gotten to talk as a group about what happened Saturday night in Las Vegas. I'm not here to say I told you so. But have your opinion?
You told us. You told us.
No. Has your opinion on Terrence Crawford's greatness changed from after what you guys saw? And what were your thoughts overall on the fight?
You want me to go? You want to go, Johnny?
You go first.
Okay, I'll go real quick. So, what's the first thing I told you I was gonna do if Terrence won? I was gonna come on here and own it, right?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you now. Terrence is. After what I witnessed and what I saw Terrence Crawford do to Canelo, I'm going to tell you right now, it was very, very reminiscent to how Floyd, not the way they fought, but to how Floyd made Canelo look. Meaning, he made him look very amateurish in there. And I was the first one to say, you saw me when I was on here. I don't know if you saw the live, Johnny. I said there's no way Terrence Crawford can come up 2 to 3 weight classes and beat Canelo. The size is just too big. The power's going to be too much. He's just not going to be able to do it. I thought it was merely impossible. And, man, he made me eat my words, bro. I'll be the first one to say, and I'm so glad I didn't bet big on Canelo. And the only reason why I was going to bet 50,000 on Canelo. The only reason why I didn't do it was because I was rattled with all the different, people's different opinions on, Crawford winning, Canelo winning. I'm like, I don't want to risk that in case, Crawford pulls off the unthinkable. And sure enough, that's exactly what he did. So I say that to say I have Crawford, after what I witnessed Saturday night, I have Crawford in my top 5 of all time, man. In my top 5. And dude is special, man. And I don't see anybody beating him. I think, me personally, Crawford should go off to the sunset like Usyk. Enjoy the money. Enjoy your family. Enjoy it with your kids. You got nothing else to prove, brother. You went up 3 weight classes and beat the king of the division in Canelo. Go off, enjoy that money, bro.
Well, for me, I've always said, I went into the fight. Crawford was always my favorite fighter. I've been accused ad nauseum on my channel of being a Crawford fanboy, and I picked Canelo because I overthought it. And I told you guys my breakdown. I was cheering for Bud. I hope Bud beats him, but I can't put my money on him because, and I went against my own sort of life experience being, especially when I was younger as an athlete. I was a late bloomer. I always had to rely on speed and reflexes in every sport I played and not size. And I kind of, A, went against my instinct, and B, fell in love with the whole size argument, the size narrative, because we don't have many examples at world level boxing historically of a guy going up 3 divisions fighting a guy who is literally at the top of the mountain and who had been so dominant in that division for so long, with a brand like Canelo Alvarez as well. Mix that with Mexican Independence Day and him being in Vegas. I just thought the odds were going to be way too steep for Bud to get past. After the first 3 rounds, I posted in my Discord, I go, boys, we are watching greatness on both sides. I was like watching these two trying to figure each other out. And then somewhere around the 5th round, 6th round, Bud's body language changed. I felt he believed he had domesticated Canelo in a sense of he had felt his power enough. He knew he was the faster guy. And also the way Bud, my favorite thing about the entire fight was the way Bud, when he made the decision around the 7th round to stay in the pocket, and how he was fighting him low and catching him, and the attitude, the ferocity. Jesus Christ. I've always said Crawford was in my top 5 of the fighters I've ever seen fight. And I've always said he was my number 1 pound for pound favorite fighter. It's just I didn't bet on him. And it's like I wrote a whole long, after all these weekends of boxing, boys, on my channel, I do a write-up of my wins and losses. And the first sentence of this past weekend was I shit the bed betting against my favorite fighter. So,
yeah.
So I wanted to ask this question again. I asked it before the Canelo fight. Greater legacy right now: Terrence Crawford, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who's got
I'd
the
still
greatest
say
legacy?
Floyd. I probably would still say Floyd.
And I'll second that. I'm still gonna run with Money May. I'm still gonna run with Floyd.
I mean, and I'm not a Floyd fan. Why do I say that? You know, it's hard for us as humans to rewind what our eyes had seen. We were talking off air about the Michael Jordan thing and the Kobe thing, and my only reasoning was like I side with MJ because I saw MJ first, or sort of like when you, for instance, 2 days ago, I hear that, you know, I listen to hip hop, grew up listening to rap, love R&B, but I also listen to country. I also listen to indie. I used to play reggae music. So I hear this song 2 days ago, and it's a folk song, and it's a gorgeous singer-songwriter song. And then I hear the popular version, which is a country version and it's like the country version has like 200 million views. The original version has like 20 million. And the more popular one in the mainstream, I was like, I don't like it. And I don't know if it's because I don't like it because I heard the OG one first. And I don't know with my argument with Floyd and Crawford, I don't know if it's because when I was a kid, I would watch Floyd box, and I was boxing at the time, and I would try to emulate sort of the things he was doing. And it's just like that to me still, you could take, if you look at, for me, the practice of the craft of boxing, I would still put Floyd above Terrence. It's hard for me.
To me, Terrence Crawford is still an absolute perfect fighter. Like if I said to you,
he's so good.
He is, man.
If I said to you, okay, Coach Johnny, we're gonna take Crawford in the gym. What does he have to? I always say this about Kawhi Leonard too. What's Kawhi Leonard's flaw? Nothing really. Like he's got no flaw. What's Terrence Crawford? I can name things wrong with LeBron's game. Yeah. I can name things wrong with Floyd's fight. I can't name anything that Terrence Crawford doesn't do perfectly. I really can. Go ahead, but I'll let you answer.
But what can you name wrong about? I mean, to me, Floyd's the perfect fighter. Well, what flaws do you have in Floyd?
He doesn't throw enough combinations. If you can cut the ring off on him, you can get to his body. You can outwork him. He doesn't throw enough combinations. But he didn't even have to throw combinations. If you can sit in the pocket with him, you can counter him because it's one at a time.
You know what blew me? You know what impressed me the most about Bud?
I'm not saying he's not great. Just like Bron's better than Kawhi, obviously, right?
Right.
Kawhi has no flaws in his game. Bron does, but Bron's still better because what Bron does great makes him unstoppable. Right? I say Crawford's more like Kawhi Leonard, but there's nothing he can do better, right? Like he's great at everything. Bron's got weaknesses, but his strengths outweigh his weaknesses.
I wasn't expecting Crawford to frustrate Canelo like that. I was so impressed with watching Crawford be able to physically frustrate Canelo in his body language. I didn't think we would see either guy break psychologically. Not saying Bud broke Canelo, but when you have a poker face in there and you see all of a sudden he's looking for things and he's in the corner seeking questions and answers, I'm like, holy shit, dude. And so much of that had to do with Bud using the ring and using his feet and his decision making of when to come in and when to exit, and his catch and counters in the pocket. Jesus Christ. Like there was just another thing. Crawford being able to take Canelo's shots, Canelo not putting his combos together. Also, something I failed to mention that I wish I would have brought up is the fact that we knew Bud was a state high school wrestler. We knew it's been well documented. He likes to clinch. He likes to grapple. And in the second round, I think third round, Canelo tried to big brother him and pick him up a bit, and he kind of did. The ref broke it up. By the fifth round, the same scenario happens, and Bud lifted him up and put him on the ropes. I was like, holy shit, dude. I thought that was a signifying moment psychologically. I think it was the fifth that helped tell the rest of that story.
I want to address this real quick. Shout out to 79. Floyd has closer fights than Bud has.
I got a rebuttal to that.
Go ahead.
So
shout out. Thank you for the super chat, 79. Go ahead, Muscle. Thank you for super
79.
Chat.
That's my guy. What's up, 79? So my only thing with that 79, Floyd had closer fights than Crawford has. That's because Floyd has fought better opposition than Crawford has. Hence the reason why the fights were closer. What do you guys think?
See, when I say who's better, I don't really care. Like, you have to consider resume, and you have to consider obviously the outcome of the fight. But when I for some reason I'm looking at it like more mathematically on the physics of the fighter, of what the fighter looks like, how the fighter operates. What did Floyd have to do to be successful? What does Bud have to do to be successful? And how they use the boxing skills to get to that success. Neither guy had been beaten. Look at Bud's last 20 fights. I think his last 20 fights might be world title fights, and I think 15 of those come by stoppage. He's just a different fighter than Floyd. But something about Floyd, the way he would operate for me, his craftiness, his slickness, he just seemed like he was just, I think he's more polished in how he moves in there. It's hard to explain. And
he was untouchable, man.
Yeah,
but I know what you're saying, though, Johnny.
Yeah, Bud is a guy, though, dude. If you're in I would call Bud before Floyd if I needed help in a street fight, 100%.
Yo, real talk. Wow. Yo, that's perfectly said right there, because I would do the same thing. That's a fact.
So it's hard to say who's the best. And maybe we're overlooking Sugar Ray Robinson. Maybe we need to relook at.
I'm just saying the best that I've seen. I'll give you my top 5, right? I would say, and I'm still gonna put Floyd over Crawford. I think.
Are we going overall?
Are you gonna do the in order your top 5?
The 5 best fighters. The 5 best fighters,
or like segments of a career
at their best.
Okay.
Who's the best? Number 1, Roy Jones Jr. Number 2, Floyd Mayweather. Number 3, Terrence Crawford. And I put him over my guy, Pernell Whitaker, 4 and 5. You guys can debate this. Jesse Bam Rodriguez.
At 25 years old, you're already throwing
this version right now. This Jesse Bam Rodriguez is the 5th best fight I've ever seen in my life. Go ahead, guys.
Wow. So I can't, give or take the order. I don't talk about him enough on the channel, Norfolk, Virginia stand up, but man, Sweet Pea was one of my favorite fighters too, especially how he would operate. That style, dude, he would defend punches 4 inches from the ground. How he was able to slide in and out, been robbed a couple different times. It's a shame we lost him way too soon. So Pernell's in my top 5, Floyd's in my top 5, Bud Crawford's in my top 5. The 10 years Roy had, I think I just went back, I think 95 to 2005 or 96 to 2006. Roy's run was probably the greatest run, one of the greatest runs in boxing history. I remember watching Roy. People sleep on his rap career. Y'all must have forgot. That track actually bangs. Dude, that song still bangs. You'd be like, what? That's Roy Jones?
And he was a ball player.
Let me address this first, right? Because I love B-Hop. I love Hagler, right? Duran, I'm going to say that I'm old.
And I would put my fifth is Ray Leonard. I was a big Sugar Ray Leonard fan.
That's a little before Hagler, Duran, Leonard. Those guys are a little bit before my time. So I'm not counting those guys.
So post 88. Okay.
Yeah.
Then I need my fifth then would be I gotta go. I'm not gonna.
Pacquiao was the one I left off. I left off.
In my own top 5, all things considered, at 100, if he would have just stayed at 160 pounds his entire career and not taken the 2 fights at 68, I'm putting Kelly Pavlik in my top 5.
Yeah, I had to put the Texan on. He had to put the Ohioan on.
Yeah,
I don't make any list without putting a Texan on it. So
that's I grew up with Kelly's my childhood friend though. I grew up with him, so I had to put him in. That's him right there in the background. So Pavlik
was
42, 34 knockouts. Let's go.
But here's my point. I want to very, very good, but you got to give more time. Hopkins is one of my all-time favorite fighters. I love B-Hop. I know him personally. If the question is who's the most famous person's phone number you have, the answer to mine is Bernard Hopkins. I love Bernard Hopkins.
Nice.
So it's no shade at Bernard Hopkins. There was never a time that Bernard Hopkins blew out legends bigger than him like Bam did, right? And I love Hopkins. Hopkins would beat everybody 120 to 108, 119 to 109, and just run through people. And he stopped Trinidad and stopped Oscar. Those guys are smaller coming up. Bam does it the opposite way.
But the thing is, though, Bam, I'm not saying this will happen, but he's only 25 years old going on 26. What if he goes 8-5 his next 13 fights. Like, give him some time. I mean, he's amazing.
Right now, this version of what we've seen from Bam is the last 2 years. Just take the best version of each fighter.
He's one of my favorite fighters. I can't argue that, but I think there's been so many great fighters we've seen their entire careers that could replace Bam just based off of him only being 25.
That's fair.
Do we say Salvador Sanchez, or do we say that Salvador Sanchez maybe not the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, but he's the best?
He's so young.
24.
Did you? I mean, it was the fight. I was just talking about this on my channel. When we talk about great Mexican fighters, people always forget about Finito Lopez. Ricardo Lopez retired at 50-0 with 1 draw with 38 knockouts. Nobody talks about Finito because he was a minimum weight.
No. Finito, like when I'm making a list of honorable mentions, Finito's definitely on that list, but he didn't go up in weights like Bam did.
Yeah, well,
Finito was great, but he didn't go up in weights like Bam did.
Yeah, you brought up.
That's true though. You got a good point there. That is true. Bam went up in weight. Yeah, I gotta give you that one.
Did you watch the Salvador Sanchez Wilfredo Lopez fight?
Yeah.
One of my all-time favorite fights. I think it went down to like 1980, 1981. Obviously, you and I weren't born yet.
But yeah, I've seen the fights. Yeah.
When people want to know about what type of fighter Sanchez was, didn't Sanchez come up a weight class to fight Wilfredo Gomez in that fight? Or was it the other way around? And I think Sanchez might have been the underdog going into that fight, and he dog walked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he's not the great because look, he died at 24, so you can't put him as the greatest, right?
No.
Right.
He's the best though. Like the best version of 24-year-old Salvador Sanchez is the best Mexican fighter of all time.
Man, he fought. Yeah. That I can't argue that.
Over Canelo?
I see what you're saying. So we're not saying who had the best career.
No, I'm just saying, right? Like when we say LeBron or Kobe, like LeBron had a better career, but so did Duncan, right? Like Duncan had a better career than Kobe, but Kobe's better than those guys, right? You get the best version of Kobe. Kobe's better than those guys. Kobe had that's debatable, but like there are guys that have had better careers than Roy, right? But Roy Jones Jr. circa 1999, circa 2002, no one's better than that guy.
I mean, there's so many guys that we just totally forget about, though. Vernon Forrest. I'm not saying like guys who had like these moments in their careers that were just like for a flash in the pan. If we would have had a time machine and we go back to like a certain era, the same way you're talking about Bam, people would have said the same thing about guys like Vernon and when he was fighting. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's tough.
But like, look, and while
or even Cotto, or even like when before Miguel Cotto got beat against punk ass the Tijuana Tornado for plastering his fist, people at one time thought he
Margarito.
Margarito.
While we do this, we can watch highlights of Kobe schooling LeBron.
Will this not be
background
music?
Ready?
You had it ready.
This is background music. We can watch Kobe tooling on because Kobe's greater than Bron.
You're not going to get copywritten here?
I'm going to take it down now because I got copyrighted the other day. I told you I was going to get copyrighted when I put up the video of Crawford fighting up the back foot. I did. Yeah. I got copyrighted.
Yeah, dude, the boxing, like Top Rank's a motherfucker.
Top Rank really is.
Golden Boy's terrible. Matchroom's terrible.
I've never had a problem with Matchroom.
Yeah, I don't use
always Top Rank.
I never told you guys this, but I learned the hard way. My account got suspended for almost a year, 2 years ago. Because I was doing 3 years ago, I was doing all documentaries off of old archive footage, and the copyright laws were different 3 years ago. Something happened. They didn't tell us as creators. And then I woke up one day like all these copyright strikes because of like old footage I had used, and it was all Top Rank from the 80s. And it was anybody else probably would have stopped.
I don't understand what's allowed and what's not, right? Because like you see it all, you could review a whole fight and show up all, and that's fine. But if I put 30 seconds of a fight up or a minute and a half of a fight up, like I did in the Crawford fight, that's I don't understand. Like
because there's a difference with commentary. So like the political commentary, if we were talking about doing our takes on some sort of segment on MSNBC or Fox News, BBC, Al Jazeera, whatever, we would be allowed to play the entire interview of what we're commentating about because it would be under the guise of live political commentary. But with sport, so anything that there's competition that ends in a result, the commentary then is restricted to a segment of volume, a segment of fluidity action. So you can't just play a whole round, and you can't just have them talk over it. So you have to then minimize the script. There's all these things, mate, and I learned from my mistakes, mate.
I learned the hard way. Yeah, I know the rules now.
Dude, like 3 years ago,
you're a kid, you get arrested for some BS. Oh, I know the law now. Trust me, I know the law now.
Yeah, it was insane. That's why I stopped doing shorts too, because I grew my channel a lot by doing.
You were the king of shorts, bro. Your shorts
by
were
doing
crazy.
short commentary, and then all of a sudden, I got 2 copyright strikes, and they say off of shorts I did 2 years ago, off of a weigh-in footage, and if you get one more, you'll lose your channel. I'm like, what the? This was like a year ago, so I just stopped doing all that.
Yeah, no wonder. I'm like, damn, Johnny don't do shorts anymore. I'm like, I haven't seen
That's
him.
why. We're doing the live streams though, and fucking what we're doing now, man. It's my favorite.
Yeah, they're way more live than the shorts, bro, for sure.
Yeah.
You want to? We've been on 20 minutes already. You guys want to get into?
All right.
I want to pass you the rock, Johnny. I'll shoot him at you. I know the Brock fight is off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So
he's fighting a new guy. I just did the tape on both guys, and then I went to look at the odds, and the fight's off. So now I got to do this tape on some other guy I've never even heard of. But let me pass you the rock. Let's start with the big fight, the Liam Paro fight, Johnny.
Okay, so Liam Paro fighting David Pepot, Frenchman. So this will be Liam Paro's first fight at 147. We saw him against John Navarro in his last fight. Navarro was a RGBA guy. He had been out for 7 years. At one time, he was a hot prospect. Paro looked great, got him out of there, did what he was supposed to do. Now, the rumor was he was supposed to fight in a title eliminator at 140 against Lindolfo Delgado, which would have been a hell of a fight. And then the winner of that was supposed to fight Hitchens. And you would have thought that, and the media down here barely speaks about it, and Paro's detractors would say, damn, why wouldn't he want to get his get back? The fight wasn't that distant. One of the judges had Paro 117, 111 against Hitchens. But what ended up 117, 111 for Paro, which is insane. But what came out was the last 3 weight cuts for Liam, he was like hallucinating. He was talking about on the verge of being hospitalized. He had been at 140 his entire career. He said at 29, it was his time to move up. In comes 34-year-old undefeated French guy. This is an IBF eliminator. So if we don't see the trilogy between Donovan and Crockett just beat Donovan Lewis. He's the champion IBF at 47. This winner is supposed to fight Lewis Crockett, who's 22-0, and make what you will of that. But where I'm hesitant now, I'm taking Paro. I like Paro on points actually. David Pepot fought at 160 before. He's fought at 155 a lot. He's going to be the bigger guy coming down to 147. He only has a couple knockouts, typical white Frenchman style, not African French, not Christian Mabili. Think Bruno Sarace record sort of thing. They point you from the outside. They're not sitting on anything. They're not really even trying to knock you out. They're just trying to win points. He is a mover. He uses the entire ring. I think it's going to take Liam a couple rounds, maybe even 3 or 4 rounds to even, get close to him. And that's why I don't see Liam stopping him though. I see Liam winning a decision, and the odds are way better there. I got it at 195 than Liam on the money line at $1.08.
To me, Liam Paro is a world-class fighter. He's a really good fighter. He's got a really good resume. Like, you look at his resume, it's good. It's really
timing.
Good.
Yeah,
his timing.
It's not a domestic resume. It's not a European style it's a world-class resume. He's
Guys,
top 10. Yeah.
He was supposed to beat Eddie and Matchroom wanted Brock. They thought Brock was the guy, by the way.
Which is wild. Yeah.
Because of Jeff. Do you know Jeff Fennick?
Yeah.
Because Fennick brought him up. It was like Fennick's golden boy. And so Paro wasn't supposed to be the guy until people found out Paro's the guy. So you're right. Did you tape Pepot?
I did. Yeah, I did a breakdown on it. I watched, but he's not bad. He's not a bad fighter.
He's craftier than people think.
He's got skills on the inside. He likes to be on the outside, right? But to me, he's not a world-class fighter. So, it might be competitive to a point, but I think Paro is going to win clearly. He probably gets a stoppage late, too.
You think he's going to stop him? Interesting. My debate on the stoppage comes down to the simple fact of Pepot's 34. He knows he's fought his entire career to get to this fight. It's only his second fight out of France. The only other fight he actually fought to a draw with Buddy McGirt's son. And he's that undefeated I think is going to make him tough to get out of there. So that's why, but the odds are, if you take the stoppage, if you take the decision, I think they're pretty similar.
Buddy McGirt's son, I fought him twice in the amateurs. I was 1-1 with him.
Did you? Yeah. So McGirt's
he wasn't
son,
good. He wasn't. I mean, he wasn't. He was Buddy McGirt's kid, if you know what I mean.
He had a good pro record. I mean, maybe it was.
Yeah. I don't want to disparage him. He's a good dude. His family's a great guy. I still see his dad sometimes. They're from Long Island. They're great people.
Originally. He never, and McGirt never fought. The son retired after the draw with Paro, and this will be Papo's second time outside of France fighting Paro.
Muscles, you want to weigh in? You got any thoughts on this? Have you watched any tape on Paro? He's not really a household name, but he's got an impressive record. He's not a bad fighter. Any thoughts on this fight, Muscles?
Yeah, I didn't really get into him too much. Obviously, we know about Paro. I'm actually going to tape him tonight. Now that we're on the subject of that, I'm actually going to tape him tonight before I go to bed. And then I'll decide if I think it's going to go over, if I think Liam's going to get a late stoppage. But from the top of my head right now, without seeing any tape on this guy, I kind of do like the over 10.5. Yeah, especially at -170. That's not bad. It's a pretty good price.
So if you like the over at 10.5, then how much relevance are you putting in for Paro then to get the stoppage in 3.5 minutes?
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you like the over, which is 157, why not just take the decision at 190?
At 190, yeah.
Unless you think in those 3.5 minutes, Paro gets him out of there. I'm just challenging your logic.
I think, like, my guess is Paro by stoppage at 9 or 10. So I'd take the under, but I would just lay off the under and just take Paro by stoppage. Like, I wouldn't. You know what I'm saying?
Figuring him out early, being classier. His backhand's real sharp. And you know what? The thing is, here's also my hesitation though on taking the stoppage is that when you watch the Hitchens fight, Hitchens isn't going to be moving as much as Paro. Subaru Matias by no means fights like Paro at all. And I'm actually kind of in Montana Love doesn't fight. I'm actually interested to see, and Jonathan Navarro, flat footage, is there to get hit. So I'm interested to see how Paro deals with the movement and see if he gets frustrated. And I think that's going to be something to watch is how does Liam cut the ring off? How does he deal with David Papo's style, and how's he going to score his points? But I like him by wide decision.
So he's a mover, huh, Johnny?
Yeah,
I'm going to pull up more tape. I can show you entire fights where he's fighting on the inside, right?
Did you watch his last two?
Not
the knockout, because he got kind of a sneaky knockout recently.
Yeah. Hang on. Well, let me. I can tell you which fights I watched. Hang on, real quick. Yeah, I watched the Wagner fight. Then I watched the fight where he fought a guy named Belil Jakuto and Ahmad. A really long name. I can't say. It's an Arab name.
Masue.
Yeah. So those are the three fights I taped. Wagner, Bilal Katau, and the Ahmad that guy with the Arab name. Yeah. I don't know that he won that fight. That was a very close fight. That could have won either way.
Yeah, that's what they had it for too. Yeah, this guy, he has a lot of rounds. I actually just watched the Schallenberger and the John Miguez fight. So the funny thing is, the Schallenberger fight was only a 6-rounder, and then Miguez was a 12-rounder. And I'm just assuming that, look, if you watch any fighter, you could watch Shakur Stevenson versus Josh Padley and think that Shakur's a front foot guy, pressure forward. And then you could watch Shakur versus De Los Santos, and you would think that he was going to be a guy to use the whole ring. So I think that by nature, regarding his style, he's not going to stand with Liam Paro. I think that he's gonna want to fight him from the outside, in which I've seen him be successful before. I mean, he fronts on. So you're saying you expect him to fight on the front foot to fight?
I don't know what I expect. I don't think he's gonna have. I think Liam Paro is really good. Like, I think Liam Paro is very good.
Yeah.
If I said to you Tiger Johnson versus Liam Paro, who would you pick?
Oh, that's a good one, G.
I would probably.
Okay, so that's
right
that's the level
damn.
that I think Liam Paro's at. Like he's a top 10 guy in the weight class.
I'm an Ohio guy. I'm a big fan of Tiger, but right now
I am too. But that's why
I would take Paro.
Paro's really good.
I would take Paro because of his power. I want to see what he looks like at 47. I know he was killing himself at 40. I expect him to look good at 47, and I like Power. Man, Power's precision, his accuracy. Look at his punch stats, his punch placement. And he didn't get whitewashed against Hitchens. It wasn't a whitewash. He fought him very competitively.
No, he won rounds in that fight. I mean, he lost. I thought
Hitchens is one of my favorite guys. You know, I've been high on him before he stopped George, just based off of that jab and you know how he's very technical. So
would you have Hitchens over a Tiger?
Different division. Yeah. Yeah.
You would? Okay. Yeah.
We'll probably see Hitchens at 47 soon, don't you think?
I think so.
I want to get into two things real quick. Boxing 79's got two questions I want Johnny to kind of run with.
Yep.
The Jarvis fight is off 79. I don't know if you knew that. The Brock Jarvis is not fighting. The guy he's fighting, Ken Iakin, he's still fighting someone I've never heard of.
Yeah,
but
Ken
what
Aiken's
happened with Brock Jarvis? What are your thoughts on Brock Jarvis?
Yep.
And then what happened to the fight and what happened? And,
all right,
and
so,
what do you
this is just a testament of how the sad space of Australian promotional companies are. No Limit Boxing, I'm critical. If you can't be critical of a company, then you're a fanboy, right? But I'm supportive of I'm supportive of No Limit. But George Rose, the Rose Boys, these are rugby guys. They got into boxing. They saw a gap in the market. They've, it's no secret they've, done their best to just focus on Timmy Zoo and not even talk about the other guys over the last 5 years, believe it or not. And so Timmy obviously hasn't gone the way they thought it would be. And look who they signed. They signed Liam Paro, right? And people were kind of shocked that he didn't sign with Matchroom. I don't know the details on that. But Brock Jarvis is a guy that they said last night at the presser, emergency shoulder surgery. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. There's no such thing as emergency shoulder surgery. They use the brand. They use the name. They use the brand to get to the point. They still have him on the marquee because Brock is marketable, but they knew he was injured. So he's fighting Sonny Knight. Sonny Knight's a guy who I saw a couple of the fighters I watched from Newcastle. That's how I found out Sonny was fighting 2-day notice, but he was training. Just based on not having a camp, Aiken will win that fight. Brock has had an injury, and the media, the reason why they were emergency shoulder surgery, because they were still trying to sell the dream that Brock was going to fight Nikita Zoo. And so they're trying to build that fight up as a domestic dust-up pay-per-view. But, yeah, they've known for a while. They just – and the way they handled it is a microcosm of the unprofessionalism that No Limit does. Dude, they charged the Australian public the last fight card I went to, which was Nikita versus fucking – we don't even remember. Unbelievable, awful card. Michael Zarafa, they fought two guys that shouldn't even have been in there. $77 for the pay-per-view for that.
Wow.
Insane. And unless you go to see it live, there's no way to watch it. And so this is what they kind of do. They kind of milk the Aussie public, the Aussie boxing fans, and just showing Brock Jarvis you have emergency appendectomy surgery. You have emergency surgery from a bike crash. You have emergency surgery from like a traumatic accident. You don't have emergency shoulder surgery. What are you talking about? So he just went in there to get scoped.
I also wanted you to address this. Joe, people have asked me about this. I don't know who these people are. I'm going to be honest with you.
Jacob Benji.
Is that how you say it? NG?
Yeah.
Is that?
It's just okay. Jacob. So Jacob Benji versus Ricky Naito. Jacob Benji is a guy who is once again propped up, marketable. His nickname's the Flamingo. He comes out in a big pink thing, and he's real tall for the division. Tattoos all over his head. Very marketable. The crowd loves him. He's a Queensland boy. He had his biggest step up in competition. People were talking about.
He sounds like he's a. Never mind.
He's out of his mind. No, he's yeah. You could say it. He's a bit
Skittles guzzler. Yeah.
He fought Billy Dibb, and this was like in 2021, okay. And they were trying to build NG's branding because they noticed online he was fan favorite, so they were trying to build NG's brand off of him stopping Billy, and it was kind of like a a boring fight in the third, and NG picked Billy up and threw him on the ground. And then Billy had a back injury and the fight was off, and we haven't seen NG since. So
NG is minus 550.
I think he should be on. I think he should be on upset alert.
Oh, really?
I think he should be on upset alert. I think Ricky Nato. Go to Ricky Nato's box. Neither guy's going to jump off the page. But how active has NG been? I don't know how focused he is. He talks about, like, do your research. I don't want to disparage him. He's a young kid, man. He's marketable. They thought they had a star in NG. That's all I'm going to say. They thought they had a star. Go to YouTube and type in Jacob NG walkout. You'll see what I'm talking about. They thought they had a star. And Ricky Nato, he's kind of like do you got their stats pulled up?
I got Ricky Nato. I'm on BoxRec right now. I'm looking at. He's a vet. He's a Japanese guy. 25-4. He doesn't really have many names of note here.
Yeah, not really big names. Not the big. He's 34. He just got stopped, so they're kind of serving him up to Jacob, but they're serving him up based on the sort of marketability and the hype. And we haven't, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm taking NG to lose. I'm just saying I wouldn't be shocked if NG loses. I'm not saying he's
NG hasn't fought in 3 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. His last fight was
that was the last time he fought at all. Okay, all right. That's interesting.
He was. This is only a 6-rounder as well. So talk about I'm not lying, guys. When that Billy Dib fight was supposed, and Dib is a guy, former world champion. He had fought him, way past his prime, but he had just fought Amir Khan during the pandemic, which was a cash grab. We know how that goes. The boys were taking care of each other, which is fine. But Billy was a legit world champion, and they thought they had a kid in NG who would be able to, piggyback off of Billy's name, and it did. And he got DQ'd for throwing Billy on the ground, and Billy hurt his back and hasn't fought since. So
I wanted to move. Go ahead, Muscles. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I didn't say that, NG.
Oh, my bad. I wanted to move into the other 2 fights, Johnny. Liam Wilson is fighting a guy named Johan Santana from the Dominican Republic.
Jorge. Johan was a pitcher.
Johan Santana was a pitcher for the Mets and the Twins. I did that 10. I had to redo my video 10 times. I kept calling him Johan Santana.
I think Jorge no hit us. I'm an Indians fan. I'm pretty sure Johan no hit us once. The Indians, but yeah.
He has the only no hit in Mets history. He's the only Mets pitcher to ever throw a no hitter.
No shit. Doc never threw a no hitter.
No, he struck out 17, but never threw a no hitter.
Wow, it's a good stat. It's a good stat.
Yeah, I wanted to. All right, Jorge Santana. I'm going to call him Johan Santana at least 5 more times. I'm just letting you guys know. Jorge Santana, Liam Wilson. Liam Wilson is another guy who I think is near a world-class fighter. I like Liam Wilson. He just kind of lacks that. He doesn't have great power. He doesn't have great speed. He doesn't have great God-given ability, but he's a pretty good fighter. He knows how to use his jab. He knows how to use his range. I like Liam Wilson a lot. To me, this is an easy fight for Liam Wilson, a dominant fight. What are your thoughts on this fight?
Okay, so Liam is a guy, once again, another guy is super marketed by the Aussie boxing media machine, rightfully so. It's funny, though, because on the domestic scene, when you watch the local broadcast, Liam is a guy that they're going to talk about with real power. They're going to talk about his lead hook. They're going to talk about the left hook from hell. This is how they market Liam. And, going into the Navarrete fight, he landed that hook against Navarrete, and I think he should have became a world champion that night. I don't think it's controversial to say that count was insane. And then you see what happened to him since then. I thought he fought. You could have given the Jackson-John England fight to Jackson, but they gave it to Liam in a UD. He gets stopped against Oscar Valdez, and, we know what version of Valdez that was. And you kind of start hearing rumors and murmuring about the mental side. You start hearing things about, the physicality, the damage. They call him the damage. He takes a lot of shots, doesn't move his head. Fight IQ, not the highest. We covered him on the channel in his last fight. He fought a really tough Argentinian fighter, Jimenez. And maybe I just underrated Jimenez, but Jimenez was way more craftier than I thought he was going to be. And Liam struggled to cut the ring off, and he was showing frustrated, visible signs in between rounds. The thing with Liam is he gets big eyes and he tells the whole world what he wants to do. He doesn't set the hook up with the jab. I want him to jab more. I want him to use his footwork, use better feints. So I don't trust him, man. Jorge Santana is only 23, 24 years old. He's a big underdog in this fight. I mean, I don't know, man. I would say that
really
Liam should win this fight. Liam should win this fight. But last time I bet on Liam, did you watch the Jimenez fight? He didn't look that good. He didn't look that great. But Jimenez,
I just look at Jorge. I'm going to get it right. Jorge Santana. I know I'm going to go on your hand about 10 more times. Jorge Santana. I don't see anything special about him at all. I see a
Dominican
partner,
record,
honestly.
Dominican record. Yeah, it's a feeder fight. I'm just trying to give people my most logical, non-opinionated breakdown. Liam Wilson should win this fight. Are the days for me picking Liam Wilson by stoppage on pause for now?
I don't see the power though. Like, yes, he caught but Navarrete's so easy to hit clean. Like, it's not hard to catch Navarrete clean.
It's kind of like what they market him as, though.
I'm not saying he's feather fisted, but I don't see like a ton of power in Liam Wilson.
Have you ever watched the Aussie when you watch Aussie boxing, if you get the stream, do you get the broadcasting or no?
Yeah.
Okay, so pay attention to how they talk about him. They talk, the left hook. I think it's Barry McEwen. The left hook from hell. So I'm like,
how many stoppages does he have on his record?
He's got 8 stoppages in 19 fights. He's been stopped 3 times.
Yeah. Nah.
And he got stopped.
I wouldn't put too much trust in him.
The only stoppage of note he has, he didn't stop England. He didn't. He stopped Dib 1 time. That's the only stoppage of note that he has, and it was Yusuf Dib. I mean,
we just saw Yui versus the kid who fought George Kambosos, Wiley.
But I mean, how bad is his opponent? If we don't think
I don't think he's very good at all. I think
his opponent is a 1-loss domestic Dominican with a padded record.
I watched the tape
we don't
on
think
muscles.
Liam can get him out of there?
Liam should stop
nothing good about him.
Liam should stop him then, right? Yeah.
He should stop him.
The other guy's big. I would say he's a lot bigger than Liam for the weight class. At least he looked in the tape. He looked big. The Dominican looked bigger. Yeah, probably I would probably take both Liams by stoppage.
Right? And you're getting 50-50 odds on both, which is great. Like they're both about 182, 190.
The other fight I wanted to ask you, this guy that was supposed to fight Brock Jarvis, Ken, how do you say his name? Aiken?
Ken Aiken, yeah.
Aiken.
Yep.
I watched the tape on him. He's not good.
No.
I don't think he would beat Brock Jarvis because Jarvis would at least get on the inside and probably blow him out on the inside.
Yeah.
What do we know about Ken Aiken and
Sonny Wilson?
Yeah.
Anything, dude, guys, the only thing I'm going to say is on the domestic Aussie scene, anything can happen. I think the fight should end in stop. I think, what is it? Is it a 6-rounder? How many rounds is it?
6, I think.
It's a 6-rounder. See, Brock still fighting 6-rounders is wild to me.
Yeah, that's wild, bro.
Here's the problem with Brock, and I'll let you guys. I'll pass you the Rock back. Here's the problem with Brock. Brock sucks. But go ahead, back to you, Johnny.
No, I picked old boy to beat him. I picked old boy from New Zealand to beat him, and he was winning until he wasn't. Brock is
all mechanical. Like he looks like a Rock'em Sock'em robot. Like he's not
right.
good.
Yo, he's trash. Bro.
He's stiff. Here's a fight. Here's a fight that's flying under the radar. The one that I think will probably be the most action packed is Darren Gala-Trahella versus Lachlan O'Shea. That's a fun fight. Darren Gala-Trahella, he's probably 22 now. When I was managing a fighter at Bondi Boxing, would have been 2021. Tony Delvecchio was like, Johnny, watch this kid. Might have been a couple years prior, and he was a teenager, and he was so young. He wasn't 18 yet at the time, and his mom had to take him to the gym. And his mom had to sit there while he's hitting pads and learning how to box. And he has a cheering section with him from Western Sydney. I think the odds are a little bit. They started off at 50-50. Now Darren is $1.58. That's just a real. Are you guys getting odds on that fight? I
don't have anything on my book. Muscles,
Okay.
you want to log out and log back in? You'll crack it up like crazy.
All right, yeah, I'll hop back on.
Yeah.
So what odds? What is it? Just those fights, or you got it on the screen right now?
I got. I
Yeah,
got
there you go.
Jacob.
Darren Trujillo versus Lachlan O'Shea. The
Oh,
third
right
fight.
here. Yeah. Okay.
What odds are you getting on Darren Trujillo?
Minus 215, minus 275. So minus 200 ish in that range.
That's good.
And then
That's
plus
good.
150 to plus 200 on O'Shea. Right here.
Darren. So it's O'Shea's actually the A side, considering he's from Queensland. So Queensland's Texas, New South Wales would be Ohio, right? So Darren's from New South Wales. The fight is obviously in Queensland. There's money. It seems money's coming back on O'Shea right now. He's a little bit older. Darren's still kind of green. It's a 6-rounder. With Trujillo, he's gonna be well coached, a lot of volume, really aggressive, really fun fighter. I like it. Those odds are great in my opinion. Because I thought he was going to be the underdog. I thought Darren was going to come in as the dog, and I was going to take him off jump. But he has a lot of guys. He has this cheering base, and I'm pretty sure they've gone heavy on him, which made the odds kind of swing.
So you would take Darringer.
Yeah, on the money line.
Okay, it's good to know.
Yeah, he's like a young, high energy. You know those younger fighters? They just have a different energy. I'm not talking speed. It's just you'll see what I'm talking about when you watch him. You can watch. He just fought on the undercard of, I think it was Sam Goodman, Cesar Vaca. He was on that undercard and looked really good. Fought a really tough opponent, and he's growing. You know, this is a good little level up for him.
I don't know. We may have lost muscles. I don't know.
His service always goes in and out.
Muscles, if you're oh, here he comes. There you go.
We good?
We can hear you. There you go. You're good. You're good. You're good.
Okay, better.
Yeah,
we're about to wrap
don't
anyway.
Go too heavy on these fights. I'd probably feel more comfortable taking Paro and Wilson, and then Darren Gala.
Wilson, Paro, and Darren Gala. Guys, so there's a little 3-leg parlay for you. Make you some money. I'll calculate it out for you guys now.
It's a quiet weekend, though. Quiet weekend.
Yeah.
We got Gabby's fighting, though. And there's an OTX card that I'm not getting any odds for.
We definitely taking Gabby by stoppage.
That's right.
That's not even a question.
Wait, what am I doing here? I'm clicking all the wrong names. Paro,
Wilson, Darren Gala, Trujillo.
Hang on. What the hell is wrong with this thing?
What's it doing?
I don't even know that site.
Oh, pro boxing odds?
I'm clicking on the wrong name. That's why. There you go. Minus 151. This is not bad. Paro, Wilson, and Darringer. Minus 151, a 3-leg parlay. You feel confident with that, Johnny?
Yeah, that I have action on that. That's one of my that's a 3-legger I have action. And then just for the YouTube boys, the non-Discordians, they always ask for a long parlay. So if there is, if there would have been an upset, like I said, I would have probably played. I'm not entertaining.
No, me either, Jab. Yeah.
I'm not entertaining. Jab, watch my breakdown. I did it's on the channel, Stats Done Live video. If there was going to be an upset I was going to entertain, it was going to be Floyd Masson's fighting. He's the #1 ranked Bridger weight. I just saw him fight on the undercard of Paul Gallen. He's the Bridger weight. That's for a Bridger weight world title, I'm pretty sure. Those odds are probably shit.
Yeah, I know. Probably like minus 3,000 or something crazy.
If I were to play an upset alert, it would be Ricky versus NG. And I'm probably gonna sprinkle something on Ricky on just a little bit. Because I'm not a believer in NG.
He's minus 5,000. Sheesh.
Yeah, I'm on a 2 upset streak roll in terms of Japan and Raiko. I love Collazo.
Yeah, Collazo's nice.
Collazo's a dog. People sleep on Collazo when they talk about the best Puerto Rican fighters in the world. Nobody ever says Oscar. It's like this dude. It's because he's a minimum weight.
It's the same thing with Ivan Calderon. Did Ivan Calderon ever get to the Hall of Fame? Took him like years.
Yeah, it's a good when you look at like the disrespect, the size disrespect insane. And then we have to watch guys like Jermaine Franklin and Ivan Ditchko. I'm like, what the hell's going on here, dude? That goddamn fight, dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, hearing Tom Yankello cussing out Ditchko in between rounds was classic.
All right, guys, you got any last minute? I got to close out. We've been live almost an hour. Any last minute comments, questions, thoughts, anything?
I'm good.
I think we're good, man. This is fun. This is fun, boys. Let's make that money.
Let's do it.
We gotta have more Australian cards so we can pass Johnny the Rock and let him run point like this. This was good.
All right, boys.
Nice with the hands, man.
No, I'm just trying to stretch out.
Nice.
Gary, we were talking about body punching. I'm thinking about Gary going to the body, so I got. Dude, Bud Crawford's work, man. Jesus Christ, his work in the pocket from the 7th round onwards was absolutely beautiful to watch. Like I can't get over what I saw. Like because when he was working Errol in the pocket, it was a different thing happening. It was like a pushback bully. He was taller in his gait in his pocket. Against Canelo, he was like still on point, thinking that Canelo was going to give him something that he was waiting on, and it just never came. Like, you know, watching Bud's real low and just catching, countering. Oh my dude, that slip.
His catch and counter, his catch and shooting was phenomenal, like all night. Yeah,
one, the one that went viral, I think in the 9th, when he slips and Canelo misses and he counters and that one. Jeez, that's gonna be one of those. That's gonna be one of those iconic reels that we're gonna be seeing for years. Yeah, you know what I mean.
I knew the fight.
What's crazy though is it looked like Canelo checked out of the fight in the 11th round.
He did.
You think so?
After 10 rounds, the fight on the cards were a draw. It would have been a majority. It would have been a majority draw had they stopped the fight at the 10 rounds. Right? If the fight ended at the 10, it's a draw. How is that possible?
That's insane. That's insane.
How did you guys? I had 11-1. How did you guys have it?
I had it 11-1 or 10-2. Probably 10-2. But
I gotta be honest with you. After the 5th round, I put in my Discord. I had it Nello 4-1, and I was like, I'm not scoring it anymore.
You're not even gonna bother scoring.
I want to watch the rest of the fight without scoring it. Yeah. So I had a 4-1 after 5 for Bud.
Yeah.
Hey, G, I actually disagree. I think Canelo checked out of the fight before the 11th. It was when Crawford hit him with a nice jab, right? And when he hit him with the jab, if you looked at Canelo's
that was the 10th. That was the 10th.
That was the 10th? Okay.
Because Canelo won the 9th. Canelo had a great 9th round.
But you know what I'm talking about, though, Johnny, right? That look that he gave.
Yeah,
not the counter one. What I'm talking about, the other one. He looked like
it was the very first part of the 10th round. It was the very first.
Okay,
I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I've never seen that look in his face before like that, man. I was like, damn, bro. That's when you knew he was outclassed, bro. This
isn't supposed to sound controversial, but I was never a Canelo fan, and I said this after, and I said it today on my live stream. I actually, after the fight, became a bigger Canelo fan because I didn't know I thought Canelo showed grittiness. I was like, I didn't know Canelo had that much dog in him, but I didn't, you know, Bud I love the word domesticated. You know who I learned that from was Tommy Ranone. He always says domesticated. He got domesticated in the 6th round, that sort of thing. Yeah. And shout
out to Tommy.
Canelo, though, giving him credit, he just didn't have enough skills. What we watched was a guy who was just better than the other guy. Yeah. Bud was just better than him.
Yeah, he was so skilled.
But I disagree. I didn't see a Canelo who never stopped trying.
And no, he was just.
I don't want to say he stopped trying, but you've been in a fight before. Like I said this before. I fought Andre Berto in the amateurs, right?
That's crazy. G.
First round,
wild, bro.
I go out there because he's like I was like 13, right? He's the best in the world, right?
Berto had a one of the best amateurs, mate. You fought Berto?
Crazy, yeah.
Yo,
so I fight him.
I would love to see that.
This is like 1996, bro.
96.
Damn. Yeah. Okay. This is back then.
Yeah, I'm old, bro. I was born in 80. I'm same age as Berto. I was born in 83. Same age as Berto. I'm the same age as Tim Bradley, almost to the day. I know Bradley from the amateurs too, because he was my weight. which is crazy to think now. But so I fight Berto in the first round. All right, I got this. I just got to time him, right? Go to the second round. I can't even muster up any offense, right? Like, you're just avoiding daggers. Like, my God, I can't even, like, imagine throwing a combination because I just don't want to get hit with any more of these, right? Like, I can't even, you're just avoiding daggers. You're like just trying to survive. I remember going back to my corner at the second round, and my coach asked me, "Strip, do you want to quit?"
Oh, shit.
I'm like, yes, I do, but I'm going to say no because I know that's the right answer. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to quit. I didn't stop trying, right? I didn't want to stop trying, but I didn't want to fight anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want this to be over now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I didn't see that I saw that with MJ against Inoue. I couldn't believe how cautious MJ was. I never seen MJ fight like that. Like, I expected him to be a little bit more physical, and I saw a guy who made a decision mid-fight to just go to lose every round. I didn't see that in Canelo. I thought Canelo. In the
last 2 rounds of that fight, I don't know, man. Canelo, I thought
he was gassed.
Running out the clock, so to speak. He was kneeling the ball, I thought. Yeah.
Would you like to see a rematch?
No.
I don't need to see a rematch. I thought it was one-sided. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to see it again. I think they're going to cash. I think Turkey's going to cash Canelo out with Hamza. I think they're going to take, just as we do in boxing, take a legend and piggyback off that career. And Turkey thinks Hamza's that dude. I don't know if he is.
PJ wants to know, Johnny, who's the underdog in the Dana White Contender Series tonight?
Isn't that already on? I put that up in the PJ. Join the Discord, big homie. I gave the boys in the Discord that. So in my Discord, Gary, I have an MMA insider I'm mates with in Jersey. He leaves or DC. I'll send him voice memos. So I give the Discord boys the voice memos. So it's like, come on, PJ, I gave you my money line picks. You gotta get the insider stuff in the Discord, big dog. Click that link. Yeah. We can't give everything for free, boys.
Is that Contender Series, Johnny? Is it good locks on that or what? Or was it just kind of hit or miss?
Hell no.
Screw that. Screw that.
Way. We're talking about regional prospect MMA, dude. We're talking about like anything can happen.
I'm so scared to bet on MMA, guys, bro.
No. Is it fun to watch? If you're like, because I've been covering MMA for over a decade, so like I watch equal. And as soon as the boys caught on that on my live stream, they asked me to add a thread in my Discord. But they know on my YouTube channel, I'll never do breakdowns of the MMA fights. It's only boxing.
Yeah. I like watching it. I mean, I would never wager on it though.
It's so tough. Once you watch it, like it's tough for me to even go from like a Crawford fight to watching MMA. I'm like, I can't watch. If it's just the UFC, I'll watch it. But when there's big boxing on, like it's not even close to me because I like technicians. You know,
let me give this to TB real quick, and then we can wrap this up. TB, it's Paro money line, Wilson money line, and then you got to help me with the name. Daringa Trella money line.
Daringa Trella. Yep, Daringa Trella.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. It's 3-leg parlay. Paro, and it's a -151 3-leg parlay, so it's pretty good odds.
Cool.
Yep.
That's what we're going. That's what we're running with.
And then,
I've been saying no over it for years. Shiraz has a chance to win. Well, we'll close out on this, guys. Who do you want to see Crawford fight next? Would you rather see him just retire?
I would love to, like I said earlier, I would love to see him just retire, bro. There's nothing.
I tend to agree.
Not me. So one of the boys in the Discord was at the fight, and he was there with Bud Crawford's dad. So I'll tell you what he messaged me as my second pick. First pick, I want to see Bud enter the ranks of Oscar and become a 6th division world champion. I want to see Bud go to 60 and fight Lara for his belt at 160 because Lara fought Canelo, and most people said Lara beat Canelo years ago, and Bud just beat Canelo. So you could kind of find a narrative if you wanted to market it that, and he could become a 6th division world champion, or he does the Floyd Mayweather route and fights Ilia Topuria at the White House.
Nah,
dude. I wanted to leave with one thing. I just thought of something. That Berto, after the second round with Berto, my coach looked at me and said, "This: Do you want to quit, or do you want to fight?" And everything in my body, Johnny's probably been this. I wanted to quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to go play baseball. Right?
How old were you?
13.
Oh, 100%. I got starched when I was 15. I was never allowed to box again.
So my coach says, "Do you want to fight or do you want to quit?" Right? And I want to quit, but in my verbally, I want to fight. And he said this to me: "All right, if you want to fight, you got to start punching." And that was something that stood with me throughout my life. It doesn't a fight or whatever you're doing in life.
Yeah.
If you want to keep fighting, you got to start punching.
Yeah.
And that's a life lesson that goes for anything.
Yeah.
Anything that's worth fighting for, you got to start punching.
You got to start punching.
Before you end it, I saw your reaction. This isn't that crazy. Dana White and TKO and Sella, the promotions, they've announced with Trump they're doing International Fight Week at the White House. And Dana, no, my point is though, the rumor is that there's going to be boxing and MMA on that card.
Really?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's the rumor. Just pay attention to it.
Okay.
I heard Connor's going to be on that card. They're trying to get John Jones on that card. Could you imagine Ilya, the world champion 45, fighting Bud Crawford in boxing? And Ilya's been calling Bud out for the last month, saying that they did a picture together, and Bud's been responding. It just keep an eye on it. It would be.
I mean, Bud got that wrestling background, you know.
No, it would be in boxing. It would be in boxing.
Why? I mean, Bud's gonna destroy him, right? Like Bud's the greatest fighter in the world. Like he's gonna.
Cash. Floyd did it against Connor, and it counted as a sanctioned fight.
Yeah, but is that guy a big name? I never even heard of him.
Ilya Tapori is an undefeated world champion. He'll be a 2-division world champion. He has the best boxing in MMA, 100%. Ilya Tapori's boxing is legit.
But listen to what you said. He has the best boxing in MMA. That's like saying Crawford's got the best grappling in boxing. It's like
he does.
I know. But it's not two different.
No, it's not, because the difference is Crawford having the best wrestling in boxing. He never has to use his wrestling. In MMA, Ilya is the best boxer in MMA. He gets to use it. And so that's a big difference.
If he could box at the level of a Terrence Crawford, he would never fight in the MMA. He'd go over to boxing and make millions of dollars.
Correct.
He's from Spain. He has a whole country of Spaniards. He's the guy who dethroned Max Holloway. He's the guy who beat Alex Volkanovski. This guy has just been knocking, and he's not beating him. He's knocking him out in the pocket, catching, countering with boxing. And dude, just check him out. It might be something.
I'm gonna check him out, but his reign is gonna run out soon, because once someone gets him to the floor, to the mat, it's a wrap.
No,
but I always say, Johnny's a boxer. He can probably relate to this. You have friends who are grapplers and guys who are different martial arts. They want to fight you, and they're like, "Well, I'll just take you to the ground." You're not taking me to the ground. Like I'm not gonna just stand in front of you and let you take me to the ground.
The biggest
You're gonna try to rush me, and I'm gonna hit you so many times that even if I don't just stop you, you're just gonna want to stop fighting. You're not just gonna take me to the ground like this is WWE. You're gonna rush me, and I'm gonna light you up. Like it's not gonna work that way.
That's the biggest misconception, and I talk about it. And I don't say this to throw shade, but as a kid, when I say probably from like 9 years old to about 24, I probably had been, no bullshit, probably like 50 street fights out of bars and shit. This was just the culture I grew up in. How many times I've been to the ground? Zero. Never been to the ground. Never been to the ground in a street fight. And what people don't understand, jiu-jitsu, everything starts, jiu-jitsu, the practice of, starts on your feet. All the submissions, unless they're doing like judo submissions, judo throws to the ground, flying arm bars, flying triangles. But you got to get me down, bitch. And
I promise you, in a street fight, you're not gonna. You're gonna rush me. I'm gonna hit you 5 times in the face, and that's the end of the fight.
Unless you're a kicker.
And if you're the size of muscles, I'm not gonna sit back and hang out. I'm gonna hit you 5 times and then run off.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not gonna do that.
All my success in my entire life has come with my jab. So that's the only punch I'd ever throw in a street fight too. I was only allowed to throw a jab.
Throw the jab, hit him with one right hand, and if he's got you by 100 pounds, run. If he's the size of muscles, run. He who fights and run away, live to fight another day. Yeah,
100%.
Mike drop. I ain't changing because I'm slow as shit right now. So,
but I was like offensive lineman, and when I was in high school, offensive lineman, 6'4", 300 pounds. They wanted to fight me. I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and fight a guy who's 180. I was 120 pounds when I graduated out of high school, maybe 125. You're 300 pounds offensive tackle. That's playing Division I football next year. I'm not going to sit here and fight. I'm going to hit you. I'm going to slow you down so you're no longer a threat, and then I'm going to run.
And then I'm out.
I'm gone. The best advice. It's the best advice.
You ain't catching me either. I'm 125 pounds. You're 300 pounds. You ain't catching me. I promise you ain't catching me.
Ugly. You ain't suffocating me on the damn floor. Shit. Oh, fellas.
Right. You guys good?
Yeah, we're good, man.
We're
This
good,
is
brother.
fun. Muscles,
a lot
be
of
good,
fun.
man. Gary, be good, all right?
You too.
All right,
Much
guys.
love, my brothers. We'll talk
From
soon, bro.
Texas to the world, thank y'all, and God bless.
Don't miss a tweet, post, story, or video. 3D Boxing is on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Hit the subscribe button now to stay inside the ring.